Morning, everybody. Greetings from here, where I am in Holyhead, to wherever you're watching this video. It's Friday, the 27th of November, and this is going to be my last video or message in this manner. You may remember Father Joe said the same last week, and we decided that we were bringing these to an end. So this is going to be my last one. I was thinking the other day about the street that I live on, Longford Road here in Holyhead, how ordinary and plain it is. But I was thinking of what else is on this street and how lucky I am to be living here. At one end, I've got a food bank, which I suppose, should I ever run out of food, well, I could go there, I suppose. I also have right opposite me a doctor's surgery, so I don't have to travel far to get prescriptions or whatever else. And next door to that, there's the dental surgery, again, quite very, very near. And as I go further down the road on that side, we have the funeral director. Pretty handy for me whenever the time comes. As you come back round, you've got a couple of houses, but then you've got the school, the Catholic school, St Mary's Primary, which again is handy for me because it's just next door, and on my visits there, I don't have to travel very far indeed to get there. And if I need shops or a pub, well, there are none on my road, but they're within a stone's throw, quite literally, the shops are anyway, quite literally, a stone's throw from where I live. So all around me, I have all these things in the one road. But there is another thing on my road which is of far more importance. And that other thing or persons are my neighbours to one side of me. And my neighbours on the other side are three religious sisters who live in community. They are called the Missionary Sisters of the Gospel, but they were formerly known as the French name La Sainte Un. Good Lord, that's the wrong order. La Bonne Sévère. They had to amalgamate with other sisters in other congregations and became the Missionary Sisters of the Gospel. I live next door to them, and how lucky and privileged I am. The three sisters there have been there, or in Holyhead anyway, for over 50 years, and their order has been in Holyhead much, much longer than that. Many of you elderly persons watching this in this area will remember the school that they used to run, the girls' secondary school. I often refer to these three sisters as my mother, my sister, and my aunt as a form of affection. But I don't think I'd get away with saying my mother, my sister, and my granny. I wouldn't go that far. I get a slap on the head. But I do value their presence, as all oblates over many, many decades have valued their presence. And I personally do because of their friendship and kindness to me, but also because of the unseen and unobtrusive work that they do in this area for the poor, for the disadvantaged, for those who are travelling through the port of Holyhead and are stranded. There's a whole lot of things that they do that goes on that very few people know about. In fact, I suggest, and I have suggested in a past video, that maybe there's a lot of people in Anglesey, a lot of Catholics, a lot of within our communities that are not aware that there is this religious congregation very much alive and active here living in Holyhead. And the work they do for their age, I mean, they're all in their mid-70s, should really be done by the younger members of the community. And maybe these things are being done by them, the younger members, I agree. But these sisters go on, and I thank God for them. So that's the road I live on, which I'm sure you found very interesting indeed. I imagine coach loads of people coming to see it. This is the last days of the ordinary time of the church's year. Tomorrow night, Sunday morning, we enter into the season of Advent, where we journey through the 4 weeks in preparation for the gift of the Christ child at Christmas time. Our masses are being streamed from Holyhead. Any mass that's on is being streamed, and many of you will not be able to get to mass at Christmas time because you're still shielding, staying in, quite rightly looking after yourself. Others won't be able to get in because there's no space at any of the masses, possibly. Who knows? So the masses are being streamed from our new camera. I'd just like to take the opportunity, actually, of thanking those who contributed something toward the cost of that. It's not cheap. Some of you have given of your money, your finances, to help finance it, to help to pay for the camera. And I do want to thank you for that. It's very, very generous indeed. Some of you are in that regard. So the masses are being streamed, as I said. So there's nothing much more for me to say, I don't think anyway, except to say that I want to end, but I want to advertise the flyer that was in our newsletter, with our newsletter this week. Is this one here, Making Space for Tenderness. There is one per week. This is the first one for the first week of Advent. And thank you to Pauline for all the work you did in getting that out. It's beautiful, and what's great about it is it's so simple. You get it, there's a beautiful picture on the front. There is a prayer, there's a gospel text, there is a few questions for leading us through a quiet reflection. Then there is a background notes to that gospel that we would have just read quietly. And at the end, there is a closing prayer. It's very simple, very easy to use, and I hope that you will use it during Advent. So let me conclude on this, my last video. Let me conclude with this prayer, and it's for the first week of Advent. Lord, let us be attentive to your presence, shining on us all the day through. Let us remember your tender love, your desire to restore, your healing caress. Help us to love with tenderness, a love close and real, using our eyes to see others, our ears to hear others, to listen to the children, the poor, those who are afraid of the future. To listen also to the silent cry of our common home, of our sick and polluted earth, using our hands and our hearts to comfort others. Let us be tender toward ourselves. So there you are. I hope that you, me, all of us manage to have a quiet, prayerful journey through Advent. And when Christmas comes, it may be possible to meet our loved ones, at least for a short time. So, as always, keep well and keep safe. All the best. Bye-bye.